Hey everyone, how's it going? So here's another Walking Dead Q&A. I'm going to be posting 2 of them this week, so one today and then another one on Sunday just because I've missed the last 2 weeks. I've already pre-recorded the second one because you guys put down a lot of questions. There was like 40 questions or something like that, so I chose what I could. I chose about 10 to 12 or something like that for each one. So yeah, just a heads up for that. Also, I will be posting my Rise of Skywalker review tonight at some point. It's probably going to be coming out in the middle of the night. Like I'm going to be home probably around 10:30 or something tonight. I'll start recording it maybe at that point, sometime before midnight for sure, and then, yeah, I'll work on it and upload it, and it'll be out at sometime, maybe 4 in the morning, 3, 4 in the morning, or something like that. It's going to be like an hour long, though, because it's going to be more of a discussion video, so don't expect, like, a review video. And also, let me know what you guys think of doing it like that, because maybe I'll do discussion videos for The Walking Dead. Like, I'll still do my reviews for The Walking Dead, but maybe on top of that, like the following day, I'll do a discussion video where I just discuss it or discuss the episode with somebody, because I normally don't do that a lot. I don't really discuss the episode. I give my thoughts and all that, but I'm not discussing it with someone else, and you know what I mean? So anyways, before we begin, I do have to warn you for spoilers for the first half of season 10 of The Walking Dead. And also, if you want more Walking Dead content like this, just make sure to be a subscriber. I'm working on a Rick Grimes casting video, so that should be out tomorrow, so expect that then. Anyways, let's jump into the questions. If Negan was to die, what death do you feel he'd have? I think if Negan were to die, he would have a very, I guess, honorable death. I think it would be a very sad death, and I think the biggest question to him anyways while he's dying would be, did I do okay sort of thing? Like am I guess, accepted now within this community, you know? And if Daryl was there, Daryl might say, yeah, like, I forgive you, or I don't even know how that would go. I don't know. The thing about Negan's death is I can't imagine it happening because it never happened in the comic. So, yeah, I don't know. That character, I really feel like that character is probably going to survive the series. I don't see Negan ever dying. He's actually the one character, along with Judith and RJ, that I feel will survive probably until the end. If he were to go, he definitely probably would go out in a very Negan way. He'll make a joke, he'll do something, like he'll do something in the moment that'll make people laugh, and yeah, it'll be something like that. Like if the show ever wanted to do something with Negan, it would probably have to be a walker bite, I would assume, because he's not going to sacrifice himself by jumping in front of something or something happening where it's like a off-screen death. It's going to be on-screen. It's going to have to be slow and emotional. And so maybe he's wounded and he's dying from that wound, but I really doubt it. It's probably going to be a walker bite, to be honest. But we're not going to have to worry about that for, years, because they're going to keep him on the show as long as they can, I think. Q&A, how terrible will Rise of Skywalker be? I guess I should have noted that earlier. I have like 2 or 3 questions in here from Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Nothing spoilery or anything like that. The other Q&A on Sunday is strictly Walking Dead. This one here has like 7 or 8 Walking Dead questions and like 2 or 3 Star Wars questions. Anyways, I think the Rise of Skywalker is going to be, I'm seeing it tonight, so obviously I have no idea, but I just, obviously based off the reviews, I think it's going to be terrible just because it seems like all the leaks are true. And so I was worried about that. When I saw those leaks, I was like, that can't be true. Because like leaks are never, well, with Game of Thrones, actually, some of those leaks ended up being true, which is kind of hilarious. But with Star Wars, it's like, I don't know, you hear stuff all the time. There's so many leaks with Star Wars that's like, yeah, it's probably not true. But with this one, it ended up all being true, I think. I'll find out tonight how much of it was true. But based off some of the online reaction, everyone's saying that all the leaks were true. And so that makes me worry, because I completely disagree with every decision that they're making for the most part. I'm not saying this is going to be worse than The Last Jedi, but I'm worried that it's going to be, which would just be really astounding. Like, how can you make a movie worse than Last Jedi? I don't get it. And I mean Star Wars movie, because obviously The Last Jedi, I think as a movie, if it wasn't related to the Star Wars universe and it was like just these random characters, it probably would work. I think the issue a lot of people have is that it ruins the Star Wars legacy, I think. It screws up Luke Skywalker. It messed up a lot of stuff. But if it was its own standalone film, this random sci-fi movie, then I think it works. Because it is, just like George Lucas said, it's beautifully made, right? Q&A, did you hear about the petition to bring back Enid to the Walking Dead universe, or alive and well, in season 11, alive and well, and for season 11 and beyond? And if yes, do you think Angela Kang could do it? I don't think she could do it. I don't think anyone could do it. It would just be laughable. Enid's definitely dead. We saw her head on a pike. There's no way they could do that. I never saw the petition, so I don't know exactly what they're saying, but I don't think there's a way you can bring that character back. Obviously, her head is on a fucking pike. There's no way to bring her back. Maybe in a flashback or some kind of hallucination thing, but then again, I have an issue when they do that too much. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm okay with it. you just can't do it too much. Like with Rick's final episode, I think that really, really worked, you know, because we never saw Shane or Herschel since their deaths. And I guess Shane we saw in season 3, but you know what I mean? Like we never saw them in a very, very long time. I was totally cool with them doing that because it was just nice seeing them on the show. And it made sense that you would bring back Shane and Herschel for Rick's final episode. If they constantly keep doing that with stuff, so if Enid comes back, say for a vision for Eldon or something like that, then I just think it'll just get overused. And yeah, I don't know. I think Enid was an awesome character, but sadly, I think her time was last season. Q&A, do you think they will make Finn a Jedi Master or just keep him as a Resistance fighter? I think they should keep him as a Resistance fighter because if they introduce somehow that he's a Jedi Master or that he's, I guess, Force sensitive, that is just super ridiculous because why would you introduce that in the last movie? That just makes no sense. You should have done something with that earlier, and if you weren't going to do anything with it, what does that mean for the future? I don't get it. I think it would just be, I don't know, that's just kind of weird to be honest. I feel like if that did happen, it would be literally subverting your expectations. It would be like a reverse. Oh wait, no, I'm going to mess it up. Basically what I mean is, we all thought he was a Jedi for Force Awakens because he was the one holding the lightsaber and all that, and then it was revealed, no, he wasn't a Jedi, it was Rey who was Force sensitive. And then going back to that again would be like, what the hell are you guys doing? Like, you definitely have not planned any of this out. Q&A, if Carl lived, do you think Rick would have died in his last episode? Probably not, to be honest. I think the movies were always the plan, because I know Andrew Lincoln wanted to do them for a while. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he was saying, that they've been talking about doing movies since like season 4. Maybe even earlier than that, but I think it was like season 4 where they really started to plan his exit. And I think once the idea came up, or the possibility came up that they could do a Walking Dead movie, they all jumped on it because it was like, yeah, that'd be so much fun. And I think for Andrew Lincoln, it would be a lot of fun because I think for him, to be in a movie is a lot more fun than being in a television show. And so I think that was always the plan. I think Carl, if he would have lived, probably would have just enhanced the story overall for season 10, 11, and however long he would have survived for. His final episode definitely would have been way more emotional though if Carl was there, right? Like Carl seeing his dad die, because he would have been there on the bridge. He would have been somewhere around there anyways. I guess not on the bridge, but you know what I mean. Q&A, do you think we will ever see Negan reunite with Lucille this season? I am really, really hoping that we do. I'm really worried that that's not going to happen. I mean, he does kind of have a Lucille right now, but it's not the real Lucille, right? And if Lucille is gone, if it is destroyed, like it's literally just lost, then that's fine. But I hope we get an explanation for it, just because all of us have been wondering for so long now, like what happened to Lucille? She fell down by that tree when Rick cut Negan's throat open or whatever, and that was the last time we saw her. There's been all these theories. Did Daryl take her? Did Maggie take her? It's possible that Maggie did. I'm still holding out hope for that theory, and I have to do a video on it still, but it's the idea that Michonne's going to find Lucille at the naval base. I know the chances of that are probably very, very slim, but I'm just thinking, how do you bring Lucille back? Maybe she just randomly finds Lucille there. You know what I mean? Because we have that shot of her holding the bat. How does she get that? Is she supposed to only be in one more episode, according to the rumors anyways? Negan's with the Whisperers right now. I don't see how this is all going to happen. I don't see how she's going to get the bat that Negan has right now. I think she's going to find a different one, unless it's just a vision, which I would just be super pissed about. But anyways, I hope we see Lucille this season, or at least if we don't, get an explanation for sure. Q&A, do you think that The World Beyond will be good? Also, did you know Nicholas Cantu playing Elton is the voice of Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball, and has a YouTube channel called Junkie Janker? I've heard about this Gumball movie. I've seen people comment about it, but I don't even know what it is. Is it a movie, a television show? I have no idea what it is. With Junkie Janker, I looked up the channel once, and yeah, he's pretty popular. I've never heard of it before or anything like that, and I don't even know what the content is. I think it's like gaming or something like that. I have no idea. But The World Beyond, I am praying that it's going to be very, very good. I'm hoping it's going to be really good. Just because we'll have something to talk about during the summer, right? Because this show's likely going to start airing in April and will probably end like early or late May, I guess, or early June, around that point. So if you think about it, as soon as The Walking Dead comes back in February, we'll be talking about Walking Dead content every single Sunday from February all the way to at least early June. I'm not sure if they're going to do a mid-season break for this show. I would recommend not doing it because there's only 10 episodes. And then, yeah, at that point, it's going to be June. We'll all be talking about our Comic-Con because it'll be the month right after, right? So next summer is not going to be as bad as this summer. This summer, there was just no news. It was just completely quiet. Q&A, do you think that Michonne will have more screen time with Judith and RJ before she leaves the show? I really hope so. My worry is that she's probably not going to, because it depends on how she leaves. Again, if she's going to go off in this helicopter or go off on a ship or something to go and find Rick, then she likely will go back and say goodbye to everybody. But if she doesn't do that and it's like a death or whatever, then I don't know if she's going to really have any more screen time. I think the episodes we had earlier in the season, the stuff with Michonne, I guess in the premiere, with RJ and Judith, I think that's probably all we are going to get. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll see. If you think of Rick Grimes' exit, he had nothing to do with his kids in his final episodes. Or I guess kid, right? At the point, it was just Judith. It was episode 3, I think, Warning Signs. In the beginning, we saw him playing with Judith, but that was pretty much it. They wanted to get that in earlier, so you have a scene like that, because obviously the final episode, it's going to be dramatic, and you can't just shove a kid in there just to have an emotional moment like that, right? Depending on the moment. But yeah, I hope Michonne does have some more screen time, but at this point, maybe with Judith, but I don't know about RJ. Q&A, what do you think of my theory about Rick Grimes movies in the CRM? We found out the cause of the zombie was weaponized. I've actually already read this, so I'm just going to summarize. Rick is working with the CRM to fight the Russian New World Order because the disease was started over there and all that. I could have got a little part of that wrong, but I don't think the show would ever do anything in like anywhere outside of the US, basically, because then you might have to film there, and I don't know how they would do that, and you're going to come into a lot of problems like that. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would necessarily be true, though. It would be really cool to start bringing The Walking Dead or showing different parts of the world on The Walking Dead if there was a way to do that. I guess the movies you can kind of do that, right? Because there's no limits with the show. You obviously got to stick within the format or the location, and the movies are going to be something very different. You can show different parts of the world. I just don't think they're going to do that as of now. Q&A, do you think season 9 and 10 of The Walking Dead would be better or worse without Carl? Definitely better. Q&A, do you think Gamma will make it past season 10 and become a main character? I would like that to happen because I really like that character, but as of now, I just don't think it's going to happen because Negan and Alpha are looking for the spy, and I think they're going to find Gamma pretty fast. I think Alpha is going to kill her probably within the first 3 episodes of the second half of the season. I do hope a Whisper returns and becomes an Alexandrian at some point. I know Lydia kind of already did that, but to me, she was never really a Whisperer because the first time we saw her, yeah, she had the mask on, but we never saw her do evil things and stuff like that, right? With Gamma, she did something pretty crazy with killing her sister, so yeah, I would definitely be very open to that. But make sure to post more questions down below for next Sunday's Q&A. Remember, I'm going to be posting my part 2 to this Q&A this Sunday, but I will use questions from this video and from the next video for the Q&A coming out the Sunday after that. But I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this, and thanks for watching.